Welcome to Unveiling Beauty, the video podcast that focuses on your beauty and self-care. I'm your host, Nick Stenson. Today's conversation is a fun one. It's all about makeup trends, and I know this is sure to raise a few brows. No pun intended there. Joining us in the studio today is a special guest and makeup artist and brow expert, Anna Bynum. How are you from E.L.F. Cosmetics?
I'm great. Great to be here. Thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah. So good to see you. And I get the pleasure of having two Annas with me today. Also my sidekick and co-host, Anna Bynum.
You know what they say, double the Anna, double the fun.
Well, we're going to have a lot of fun today. So, Anna. Right next to me, Anna. Anna B. Talk to me about your career. Talk to me about makeup. Talk to me about brows.
Yeah.
Thinking through the total look.
Absolutely. I've been in the industry probably like 17 years. I've worked New York Fashion Week season over season. And, talking about makeup trends, that's something that we all love, right? Being makeup and beauty enthusiasts. So for me, like brows are like the windows to your soul, to your eyes. They frame the face. They're what makes you look awake for me. Right? So if you have some good brows, everything else kind of falls in place. Gone are the days or the 90s overplucked brows. It's all about that fluffy feather brow that everyone's trying to get now.
Sure.
Then you hear that laminated brow and all that stuff. So we actually have a product that we just launched, which is exclusive to E.L.F. Ulta Beauty. Scratch that. Exclusive to Ulta Beauty. It's our brow lift, and we actually have a tool, the brow lift applicator, that goes really well with it and will help get you that fluffed up brow look. Yeah.
I love that. I was one of the 90s victims who overplucked my eyebrows, and I naturally had thicker eyebrows. And so I definitely need some tips and tricks of making these things look a little bit fluffier, a little bit more laminated, and a little bit have a nicer window to the soul, if you would say.
Well, yes, I actually on model backstage did a little demo, which I'll show you right now. But for me personally, I have like those brows that, they like to go downward. So this is that product that I use every single day, and it keeps them up. And
Anna, one thing while you're pulling that up, I wanted to talk about is for viewers out there who've never heard of brow lamination, what is it?
So it's basically, I guess, when you have your brows the way that you want it to set in place. So we're basically laminating it. It's hard to sculpting it to your face and keeping it still. So this actual product is a gel and wax hybrid that will help get you that so laminated look. So keeping staying power.
I'm looking at your eyebrows close up, and they really look laminated, and each individual hair looks like it's perfectly in place.
That's the point of laminated brows. You get to see each hair. And for me, I have sparseness in my brows, and thin brows, because I too overplucked, and I had the little Sharpie brows back in the day. But this product makes me look like I actually have hair. So
is this something I could use too? Because I have all these holes in my eyebrows. It drives me crazy.
Absolutely. So you're gonna actually mold it to fill in the sparse areas. So I will move certain hairs over, because I'm like, I need a little bit more over here. And you'll see right now when I show you actually on the model.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
All right, so what is this product you're using right here?
So this is our brow lift, and the brow lift applicator is dual-sided. You have the spoolie, and then you have the spatula on one end. And the trick of the trade for this is you want to actually bend the spoolie portion.
And it's clear. So
I literally thought it was empty.
No, it's a clear wax.
That's cool.
Translucent and good for every skin tone. So you want to bend the spoolie side like a 45-degree angle, 90, whichever floats your boat. Dip into the product. And then you're going to go ahead and get into those brows. You're going to brush them up. So you want to make sure you're brushing the brow hairs up and over.
What's nice about this visual is the fact that her eyebrows actually naturally tend to go downwards as well.
Right.
And look at that lift.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it's all about combing through it and having that wax gel really grab every hair. And you're laying it in place pretty much. Just
That's
like
amazing.
So kind of how you would gel your hair.
Pretty much,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Laying down those hairs. And then you can go ahead after you're done brushing it. See, there's a little sparseness right there. I just wanted to make sure I got more hair in that section. You take the spatula side, and now you're going to press it down. This is going to get you that laminated brow look, and it's really just going to set it for you.
It's so crazy because not that she needed it at all because she's stunning, but as soon as you brushed it up with the gel on there, it looked like she got an eye lift. Like her eye was like, wow.
That's
You
what
could
I'm
see the two
saying.
different eyes.
It's like the window, it frames your eyes. It makes you look a little bit more awake just by,
That's a huge difference.
right?
Huge difference.
Now, is this something that would last all day, or will she need to
Yes.
reapply?
No. Just long wearing, it will keep it in place. Now, for those of us who need a little bit more filling, you can use our bite-sized brow or any like powder just to fill in those sparseness. But for her, I didn't even need to because she has those brows.
So that's actually a really good question for our viewers that do tend to either pencil in or use a little bit of, eyebrow product or eyeshadow to fill in the brows. Is this something that you would put after you've put in additional color?
I would probably say do it before, just because you don't want to move the color around. So you want to use this as your base, get your brows in place, and then use the filler to go in.
That is a great tip because you know what? I would have
Yeah.
done it completely the
Yeah.
other way around.
Sure, I would have thought the same thing.
See how this is a close-up of how you can see all the brow hairs.
So we're going to laminate first, fill in as needed or if needed after.
You want to give some dry down time too. So you make sure that that gel dries down before you do go in with the product, just a tinge, so you're not messing with the hair placement, because that's the point of this is to put your hairs in place, and then when you laminate it, you're like, all right, that's where it's staying.
Yeah. So when it dries, do you feel it on the face or does it kind of like just...
Oh, it's like a soft gel. You
Okay.
really can't feel. You think that you would feel like stiffness to your face, but no, it's
Okay.
really.
I'm super
quite soft.
intrigued. Super
Yeah.
cool, super intrigued. So, we're all looking at ways to kind of reset our beauty routine and looks for, quick tips. Like, how do I do the, 3 different products, 3 different steps, and I'm out the door to go take the kids to school or something like
yes.
that?
I'm
What
a
do you
big
think?
fan of that.
Okay, good.
I do have children myself. I don't have much time to get ready sometimes. Even just jumping on a Zoom call, you're like, oh my God, I got to refresh my face real
Sure.
quick. So a quick and easy thing that you can do is, contouring is coming back in, like, believe it or not, and blush. So just doing a little bit of that, adding dimension to your face will help give you that brightened look also. So I actually did a little demo as well. I can show
Let's see
you
it.
with our cream color contour.
It's so
palette.
funny. I always think about when I was growing up, because you're saying like blush is having a big moment. My grandmother always used to come up to like my sister and my mom and be like, "You need some more rouge on that face. You look tired. You need some more color to pop that face."
Back in the day, they would do the rouge on and the lip,
And
right?
the lip, right? Yeah.
So here you have our cream contour palette along with our newest sponge. This is the silicone angled silicone face sponge. The bottom of it has a silicone I don't know, like it's sealed with it. So what it's meant to do is to pick up product. So you see me dipping into the palette, picking up the product, and now I'm pushing it into the skin, which is really nice. And then I'll use like the sides, the angles of the sponge to help blend out any lines of demarcation. So if you feel that it's not super blended or diffused, you want to use the flatter side and then just
Now, beauty blenders sometimes are notorious for sucking in product. Does the
Yes.
silicone actually prevent that?
That's exactly what
That's
it does.
fantastic.
So it's meant to pick up the product and place it rather than absorbing.
Love that.
Super cool.
That's what sets it apart from our #1 selling sponge, our total face sponge. But this is my new go-to sponge because it's versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll apply foundation with it. As you can see, I applied the cream contour with it, and then I used the other angles to blend out.
Easy to
Beautiful.
wash and reuse.
Yeah, 100%. I use it damped. So if you're using liquid or cream powder, products, you do want to use it a little damp. So it gives it a little bit more of like that skin-like look, and it'll help blend out easily. You can use it for powder. I prefer to use it a little bit more dry, but to each his own,
I love that. What's interesting, the transformation, just even the 2 things that you did on the model. I mean, she's stunning to start with, but with the brows and with just a little bit of contour, you could really see her beauty come to life even more.
Yeah, and then next is actually blush.
Okay.
That's where you're really going to transform. So blush is having a moment, right? It's about placement at the end of the day. That blush, where you're placing it is what's going to make you look more lifted. So back in the day, it's like apples of the cheeks is where you want to put the blush. No, we're changing that placement. We're putting it higher up to help draw the eyes upward. So we want that lifted look. So what you're going to see here is I'm putting it on the high planes of the cheeks, around the temple bone, like orbital bone, and just basically hugging right here.
Everybody wants to look lifted.
Yes. Who doesn't?
Show
right?
us how.
Show us the way.
Absolutely. So let me get you there. Sorry. Oh, I forgot. We did some highlighting also.
Ooh. Love a good concealer.
Yes. So this is our putty blush. This is a putty that dries to a semi-matte powder.
Okay.
You can use it with our putty blush, or in this case, your fingers. And what I like to do is just dab off the excess on the back of my hand, and then I'm pressing it into the skin. And you see I'm placing it on the back portion of her cheek.
And you're going all the way to the temple.
Yes.
Oh, even above the brow a little bit.
Yes.
Ooh.
So I'm that orbital bone right here,
Okay.
that C, the outer C. And I'll take a little bit of this and as you can see on the outer
Tap it into the eye.
of the crease, just to tie in and bring in that look.
Love that. So much
So pretty.
versatility.
Yeah, and you play with the depth of color, add more. You could always add more. I always start off with a little bit, and then you can build
Now,
on.
when it comes to contour and blush in particular, how do you take it day to night? Do you tend to layer on more of it?
You could definitely layer on more, and what I'll do is go a little bit more intense in depth, right? So the contour color that I chose on her was the lighter shade. You can go with the third shade that was in that palette and just add a little bit more closer to the ear, and then it'll give her more of that chiseled look. And then with blush, you can, of course, brighten up that intensity, even apply a powder on top of it just to, give it that zhuzh.
So
I
good. And
love
what
it.
I love about all these tricks is how quick and easy they were.
Right.
Yes.
Fantastic.
That's what everybody wants, right? Nobody has the time anymore. We hear it every single day. And beauty takes time. So it's how do you do it and how do you look really beautiful and have an impact to whatever you're doing, your makeup, your hair.
Pretty much.
And feel really good about yourself as you walk in your skin all day long.
Absolutely. And then tying it all up, monochromatic lip, do a lip. And that's what we did on this model too. So quick and easy is you're doing the brows, then you're doing the soft contour, throwing in that blush for the added color. You don't even have to do anything to your eyeshadow. You just throw on some mascara really quick and then find a matching lip that matches with your blush and throw it on, and it just ties the look really, really quick and easy.
And it's effortless looking.
Effortless.
I love a good
I
lip.
love it, right?
I'll show you.
clearly
See,
do.
this is
Let's
actually,
see it.
Let's
yeah.
see.
So we have here. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
We have our hydrating core lip shine, which I'm like, all right, which one's closest to my blush? So we chose a color. I forgot which color I chose, but you'll see right here.
Okay, so pretty.
It's a beautiful peachy tone. And in the center of that heart, it has vitamin E in it. So it's going
Smart.
to
Very
infuse that
hydrating.
moisturization. Yep.
I love it.
A tinge of color. I'm just dabbing it
gorgeous.
on. It can be sheer. You can put a little bit more on, layer it for more color payoff. But that's all you do.
It's beautiful.
Effortless.
So pretty. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here today and sharing
Thank you
all
for
these
having
great
us.
tips and tricks.
Or me, sorry.
So much more e.l.f. products to learn all about. Stop into an Ulta Beauty where you can meet one of our famous makeup artists in store, learn all about the e.l.f. products, or head to ulta.com. For now, that kind of wraps up a little bit of makeup and brows for today. But we appreciate you, Anna, and e.l.f. Cosmetics, and all of you for tuning in. Remember to like and share with all of your friends. And until next time, stay well, feel beautiful, and be you.